Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 190. I'm Connor Murphy, here with Grace Matthews. Hi, Grace. How you doing? It's been a while again.
Oh, my gosh. I'm doing fine, but I don't think this construction's ever going to be over.
Yeah, between that and the bad internet, it's been horrible for us to get together.
Yeah. It has, and I really miss it.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like something is missing, or I haven't done something, or you have that feeling like
I think it's
screwed up.
I think it's because we get to vent.
Yeah, and boy, could we use some venting, right? I mean, how stupid. I mean, when you think politics can't get any more stupid,
yeah,
it does.
You bet.
And what is the deal? I mean, everybody is breaking the law. Well, and they accuse everybody else of doing it, and they're doing it themselves.
Yeah, it comes to that double standard. You know, it's okay for the left to do anything they want, but as soon as anybody from the right even breathes, they're down your throat and yelling impeachment.
Exactly. And, you know, if a guy should be impeached, then he should be impeached, okay? But it better be worth it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because the way the law is written, high crimes and misdemeanors. Now that gives Congress the ability to impeach someone for jaywalking. Okay, because that's a misdemeanor, or, you know, a speeding ticket, or, you know, you put your left turn signal on.
Or having sex with interns.
Exactly. In some states, believe it or not, they haven't fixed those laws, and it's illegal.
Yeah,
well, it might even be more than a misdemeanor, and you know, like someplace like Alabama.
So,
you know.
So I've been pretty wrapped up in the Canadian election here. We're 17 days away from an election. October 21st is our election. So I've just kind of been seeing impeachment in the news a little bit, but my news has been inundated with stuff from Canada and the mudslinging that's going on here. So you're going to have to bring me up to speed in what exactly is going on with this new call to impeachment.
Okay, well, boy, you are behind.
I am.
Well, it goes back to there's a whistleblower. That's not really a whistleblower.
Okay.
That's the reason he or she, we don't even know if it's a male or a female, or gosh, it could be one of 72 different things, right? I mean, you know,
yeah.
Now that to come to think of it, we don't know what it is. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It could be a dog for all I know.
You bet.
But so the reason the whistleblower is not really a whistleblower is because this person does not have first-hand knowledge.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now, forever and ever, okay, in order to be officially referred to as a whistleblower, you had to be there.
Right.
You had to hear it firsthand. You had to see it. Whatever it might be that you're blowing the whistle on. Okay?
Okay.
So that's been forever. Until this not so much of a whistleblower came forward.
Okay. Yeah.
So apparently President Trump had a call with the new Ukrainian president back in late July.
Okay.
Okay, we give them money because we like to give everybody money.
Right.
Apparently, it's sort of against the law to have conditions for money. So, which really makes no sense to me because I've always had to do something for money.
Yeah, maybe it makes it easier to pay bribes. I don't know.
I don't know either. But anyway, we were giving them some money for defense and such, and you know, Europe wasn't really doing their part to help Ukraine. I mean,
Right.
Ukraine is a corrupt place.
Well, they're scared of Putin too, because
Well,
Putin's
and they
standing
are-
at the border with his arms crossed and tapping his toe, just waiting.
Exactly. And these people are devastatingly poor. I mean, the economy is bad. Everything's bad in Ukraine.
Except the food.
Well, you would know better than I do. I know that
Yes,
you
I
got
would.
meat too.
Yeah.
You know? The
Yeah.
borscht, right?
Borscht, and
Borscht.
I made some petishke the other day.
Oh, yummy. That sounds
It's
good. Yeah.
it's basically a bun with the mashed potatoes on the inside, and then you cook it in a frying pan with some cream and green onions and fresh dill, and they are amazing.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
calorie.
yeah, you can
A
hear.
lot of calories.
Yeah, you can hear your arteries harden when you're eating it.
Yeah, but it does sound good.
It's
It
very
does sound
good.
good.
Yeah.
I remember the days when I could eat crappy food.
Well,
Well, it's not crappy. It's just
well,
anyway.
Well, most of that food has come from the Ukrainian people being oppressed and treated.
Depressed?
Yeah,
Is that like
depressed.
Prozac?
Yeah, well,
Prozac for
oppressed.
people that are poor?
Yeah, I mean
Oppressed
the
for-
the only thing they have is the ability to grow stuff because they're essentially farmland on the steppes.
And they like to
right?
grow potatoes. We know that.
Potatoes
Lots of
and
root
cabbage
vegetables.
and beets. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
lots of root
you know
vegetables.
they've been surviving on this for hundreds of years. You know, I hear horror stories from my ancestors coming over, and they came over before the First World War because it was intolerable to live there.
I think it still is.
Yeah, I'd be very interested because my brother and his wife are traveling through Europe and they're doing Poland and stuff like that. So can't wait to talk to him when he gets back home.
Exactly. Well, apparently they do have a little gas. They do have gas. So, probably when your ancestors were there, they hadn't yet found, struck oil.
Right.
So anyway, that's important because that's really the only commodity they have that probably the world wants.
Yeah.
Probably they don't care about their beets. But so anyway, President Trump was talking to him and he goes, "I'd like a favor. I'd like for you to look into this corruption." That's what he told the new president.
Okay.
And the Bidens. We've discussed Hunter Biden before on our show.
Numerous
Okay.
times.
And a year and a half ago, we talked about Peter Schweizer's book. Okay.
Right.
And all the people that were mentioned in it. And, like we said, Peter Schweizer has got the stuff. He is a real journalist. He does not fabricate facts. You're kind of hearing some people suggest that he might, but the fact of the matter is, his facts stand up.
Right. He's just presenting the facts and letting you make your own opinion.
And you don't even have to just have Peter Schweizer, because Joe Biden admitted it himself that he held $1 billion over the head of the Ukrainians to stop looking into the gas company that his son was serving on the board of, making $50,000 a month from a very poor country.
Oh.
Now you got to understand that Hunter is the kind of kid that makes you lose sleep at night. Okay. He was in the Navy and paraphernalia, and I believe some crack or something else besides cocaine. And despite the fact that his dad was vice president of the United States, they kicked him out.
Okay.
2 months after they kick him out, this amazing prodigy of a kid, who's not really a kid, gets a job making $50,000 a month for a Ukrainian gas company.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is the same company his dad ended up threatening, United States financial aid to if they didn't fire a prosecutor that was looking into this gas company.
Oh.
Now, that's a little bit quid pro quo, which seems to be the word of the month because everybody's going around going, quid pro quo, quid pro quo. I mean, it's like a fun word to say. Some people know what it means, others don't. Okay, but it really means pay to play.
Right.
Okay? Well, so you have this whistleblower that says that a lot of people told him or her that Trump had, thrown a little quid pro quo out there, meaning I'm not going to give you the aid until you tell me or until you look into the Bidens.
Right.
And that would be really bad because they all think that Biden's going to be his opponent in the 2020 race.
Right.
Now, it doesn't matter that Biden is corrupt, broke the law, and the president should have the right to ask any government to help us solve a crime.
Absolutely. Especially when it involves the country he's talking to.
And quite frankly, I really don't care if he holds the money until they do.
Yeah.
And guess what? Most Americans don't. They really don't give a shit.
Except there's the left.
There's the left. And there's Nancy. Nancy. She is something else.
You bet.
So she declares a formal impeachment proceeding. Now, she does this without taking a vote because she doesn't want her people on the record of saying whether they want it or not because they might not win their elections.
Right.
Which is really crazy because when they go to subpoena, which may actually happen today, papers, the Trump administration is saying is going to go nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
Yeah.
You haven't actually taken a vote, so take us to court for these papers. Okay, that's going to slow everything down.
Right.
Nancy had originally wanted this to be over by Thanksgiving, which is just about as ridiculous. I mean, by Thanksgiving, we are in the first part of October.
Right.
I mean, what are they going to actually get done by Thanksgiving? They'll barely brush their teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so anyway, and then she bypasses Nadler, who's the head of the Judicial Committee, and gives it to Shifty Schiff. He's full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, he's like, what's that song? Liar, liar.
Yeah.
I mean, that was written about Shifty Schiff.
Yeah, well, he's full of shift.
The unfortunately thing is that much like a deposition, and this is just a huge hole in our legal system, you go for a deposition about anything. I mean, it could be, somebody worked on your dryer and made it explode, and so you've got a civil case because, it exploded.
Right.
And you got to have a deposition. Well, the attorney in there can lie his ass off to you, okay, and to your family.
Okay.
You can't. You're sworn in. Well, the same thing goes for Shifty Shit. He is lying up there, and questioning people. They can't lie.
Right.
But he can't. I see why it works for cops. Because sometimes you need a lie to get them to tell the truth.
Exactly.
But once it gets out of the hands of the cops, it's really a weapon. It is certainly a weapon in Congress.
Yeah, and discrediting, right?
Well, look at Congress. They have like a 13% approval rating.
Right.
So, everybody thinks they're worthless or corrupt.
Right.
They are terribly corrupt, and it is on both sides of the aisle. We did learn that with Peter Schweizer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And everybody that seems to be really in favor of this impeachment suddenly has Ukrainian ties. Shifty Schiff has.
Yeah.
He's got ties to a company, we're learning now. Nancy Pelosi's son served on a board of a gas company over there also.
Oh, interesting.
Mitt Romney's nephew or something did. Okay? And then at the same time, you've got Mitch McConnell and his wife's shipping business from China being looked into. Okay?
Right.
So he's going to do whatever Nancy wants him to do. It doesn't matter that he's a Republican. He's a swamp dweller.
Does Nancy realize all of this stuff will come out in an impeachment? Does she realize that?
That's why a lot of people think that this is sort of
a bluff.
A bluff to lower his, ability to win the 2020 election.
Right. Which we know that nothing has worked in the last 4 or 5 years now. I think the approval rating for Trump is at an all-time high at the moment. That's what we see here from Canada.
I think it is too. Now, we have seen some polls that are just out-and-out outliers because the mainstream media definitely wants to get rid of Trump.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so you got these polls are crazy, but let's look at things that aren't polls. An astounding number came out yesterday. When Trump took office, the average American family made $60,000 a year. Okay?
Okay.
That was about $500 higher than it was when Baby Bush was in office, GW. Okay, so you're talking about a long time. That number stayed stagnant. And we're talking about families. Now, a lot of times to get that amount of money, they got 2 or 3 people working in the house.
Right.
Okay? Yesterday, the number moved up to nearly $65,000.
Wow.
That's $4,000 since Trump took office.
Wow. That is
He's
a big
got
step.
everybody in this country that wants to work is working, and we still need more people.
Right.
For the first time ever, there's a big convention, a Made in America convention. And this convention is not about you put it together in America, but you're really about the parts from China. You had to prove that every material was an American material.
Right.
I mean, he's bringing it home. He has got black people working. He's got Mexican people working.
Right.
The stock market, I mean, your 401k has done well. How can they run against this?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Especially with socialism.
Their hate runs so deep that it's fogging their brains. It
is, and they say, well, he's corrupt. Well, why is it you can't prove it? Because you want to bad enough.
Right.
I mean, we had the Mueller report. This whistleblower, they are blowing it all to hell. There was no quid pro quo. Now I'm saying it wrong. Okay, it's just not there. Like I said, I just said it a minute ago. I'm going to say it again. I sure as hell believe all the people we're giving money to, by gosh, they need to do something for it. Nobody just hands me money.
Yeah, and if there's anything corrupt going on, screwing the Ukrainian people, screwing the United States, we should know about that. I don't get
damn right we should.
I don't get how they're trying to impeach him on this when all he's doing is trying to uncover some possible crimes that have been committed, not only to Americans, to the Ukrainians.
Here's another side of this, okay? You've got Durham, you've got Barr, you've got a couple other investigations going on that's going to expose some of these people, like Biden's family, some of these other swamp dwellers. Are they doing this to detract from what they know is coming? I mean, if you're doing this stuff and Barr and Durham is looking into it,
Right. It's going to come out.
Because they've already got like Mitch McConnell going, well, I'll have to take it to the floor if Nancy wants me to. Well, yeah, because you've got this China thing going on, and they've already started looking into his wife, Elaine Chao. I mean, you don't make, okay, Mitch has been serving for something like 28 years, right?
Right.
In the Senate. Right now, he makes the top of what he's ever made, which is like $200,000. Actually, it's a little less than that. Okay, before he became, earlier he would have made about $150,000, let's say. Yet he has $44 million now. Okay, I want the name of his broker.
Yeah, wow.
Nancy Baby makes about $224 when she's speaker. When she's not speaker, she makes about $190 or something. And we know that she kind of goes back and forth. She's worth something like $228 million.
Whoa.
Okay, what do you think? And do you think Trump let this go? Do you think he hasn't had people on this since day one?
Yeah, this could be interesting. This could be either a distraction or a bluff. I think it's a bluff.
A lot of people think it's a bluff. I'm not so sure. Because sometimes they are just so stupid.
Yeah, well, they have that, we can do anything and get away with it ingrained in them, just like the Liberals in Canada.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so Shifty Schiff gives his opening statement a couple of, 10 days ago maybe. And he lies like a dog about what was said on this phone call. Okay? Of course, the TV cameras are there. A lot of people have not read the transcript. Okay? Afterwards, he admits he lies. He said it was parody. Everybody knew it was parody. Well, no, not the people that hadn't read it that are sitting at home in their jammies.
Right.
They also might be voters. Okay?
Right.
So yesterday, Nancy is on Good Morning America with George Stephanopoulos, who is a Clinton guy. I mean, he's a lefty left.
Right.
And, I think George said something to the effect, well, Nancy, why did Schiff get up there and lie? And make those things up. She said, he didn't. Now, this has been talked about for 2 weeks.
Oh,
now, when
wow.
I know something, even if I don't want to know it, I can't unknow it.
Right.
So either she's got dementia, she's drinking, or she's a liar.
I'd say all of those. All of the above.
Okay, so why isn't there a 25th Amendment for Speaker of the House?
Yeah, there should be. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, speaking of that, yesterday they started in on Vice President Pence. Okay, now remember, if you impeach Trump and you impeach his VP because you say his VP knew, and like I said, the threshold is pretty low, guess who's president? Nancy!
Oh.
Now, nothing.
Oh,
I'll be
God.
up there moving in with you in Canada.
Oh, my. What a horrible thought that is.
So it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And, okay, so I have to throw this in because this is a side note that is really, it seems like I'm going off topic, but I really don't think so. So, Fox News is ahead of everybody, right?
Right.
I mean, cable news, nobody's holding a candle to them, right?
Right.
And you would think that they would be happy with that. Well, when Paul Ryan left the Congress,
right,
he went to work for Fox and is on the board of directors with, along with Rupert Murdoch's kids
okay,
and their spouses. Well, he wants Fox to go never Trump, so Trump doesn't win, among other things. And now you have got Hannity threatening to leave.
Wow.
You got others waiting out there to make Newsmax or One America the next Fox. And I mean, I'm talking guys with money.
Right.
So if you watch Fox, they are starting to turn left. Why would you want to go into the drainage ditch with the guys that you're beating the hell out of?
Yeah, I don't know. That is.
Don't like to be on top. And they started this Fox Nation thing, and you have to subscribe to it online, right? And pay some more money. Now you got to remember that Fox is a cable channel, so you're paying for it anyway. So and when they talk about it on their shows and stuff, they advertise Fox Nation. Well, that's where we show the really good stuff. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
We're paying over here and you're not giving us the really good stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
I'm offended by that.
Yeah, well, they're double tapping at the till for sure.
Absolutely.
You pay for cable, you expect to get the top news, right? Wow.
Well, I used to be able to believe that. Now I don't know where to believe. But I will tell you what, when the president or the Congress or the United States taxpayers pays money to somebody, I damn well think that we should be able to expect something in return. And you can call it bribery, pay to play. I don't know. I really don't think it necessarily falls into that when you've got a sitting president asking someone to look into corruption.
Right.
And saying, we got a little check over here. He gave them the check. He gave it to them on time. So he really didn't do that. But I say, even if he did, more power to him. You can't just have money handed to you.
Yeah.
You got to do something. That's like, I guess that people can just go to work and sit down and say, boss, you've got to pay me anyway. You can't be bribe. You can't be making me do something. That's like bribery or something.
Right.
Saying you'll give me money to do work. That's just, geez, that makes no sense. It really makes no sense. I know that in Canada, I know that you've talked about, Trudeau writing out checks to everybody. And,
oh, yeah.
Wearing all that blackface makeup.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
What a hypocrite.
What if Trump had some photos or videos surface with him wearing blackface? How do you think that would go?
Well, he just wears the Cheeto dust.
Yeah.
He's only offending that little tiger on the Cheeto commercial. But, he would be stoned to death. I honestly think someone would stone him.
Yeah, so this is we just said it earlier that there's this double standard with the law that, all the corruption that Trudeau has allegedly brought to Canadians, he is blocked at every avenue from the RCMP investigating. So recently, Andrew Scheer, who is a progressive conservative leader, and his strongest opponent, said that if he gets elected, he will remove all those blocks so that the RCMP can fully investigate the corruption that has been taking place the last 4 years.
Oh my gosh, holy moly, that's big.
Yeah, it is big. And, the guy just, honestly, Trudeau just thinks he is above the law, as you can see in those videos. I mean, and it wasn't once, it was 3 or 4 times that he wore blackface.
He didn't know it was wrong when he was 29. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, did it not just feel a little dirty to do it? I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't think it's the worst thing somebody could have done, but if you've done it in the last couple of 3 decades, especially the last couple of decades, it's wrong.
Right. And, well,
it really is. I mean,
Trudeau and the Liberals have given over $1 billion to the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company, and $600 million to other media outlets. So when the blackface photos surfaced, most of the multi-stream media attacked the guy that provided the photos and video. And they shamed him. They basically doxed him, which is online, posting stuff online with his address and things like that, so people can harass him. And that's exactly what they did.
It's very scary.
They went to the guy's house.
It's such a serious crime to dox somebody.
Yes, and he should be suing the CBC for that. If I was him, I'd be suing them for doxing him and publicly outing him.
Absolutely, because that's happened to a lot of people. Dana Loesch, she's one of those NRA people and a radio host, and she's not my favorite, but regardless, somebody doxed her, she had to move her whole family.
Right.
Because, it was becoming unsafe for her children.
Yeah.
Think about what you're doing. That's just horrible, because there are crazy nuts out there that will kill or hurt somebody.
You bet. Absolutely. And, it's a little worrying because some people I follow social media rather closely. Some people are still big Trudeau fans, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Mostly
they're in denial. They liked him in the beginning, and then they're in denial that he's not what they thought he was.
Right. And what was he, a drama teacher? So I don't know what disturbs me more, his Halloween choice of costumes or the fact that he wears the Prime Minister of Canada costume. I think that upsets me even more. Because
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it honestly,
that India outfit.
Yeah, that was that was just the tip of the iceberg there, because he met with known terrorists on that vacation. It was he flew in an Indian chef from Canada to India. Yeah.
Is he afraid somebody's going to poison him?
I don't know. I can't fathom what his thinking was.
I can almost see him being that paranoid.
Yeah, and lately it's all about the environment too.
The secret side of Trudeau, because this public persona suggests that the personal, private Trudeau is weird.
Yeah. I can't remember her name. The Canadian tennis star that won the U.S. Open recently. He met with her, and he was like doing a Joe Biden all over this poor girl.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Yeah, it was very creepy. Yeah, it's getting ugly here. There's a lot of mudslinging. I mean, they're trying their best to discredit Andrew Scheer. And lately it was, beginning of the week was, he wasn't an insurance broker when he worked in insurance. Okay, that is probably the equivalent of having him not return a library book when he was 8. You know, that doesn't matter.
Impeach him in the United States for that.
And then true. So, anyways. Yeah, yesterday it came out that he's actually a dual citizen. He's got his U.S. citizenship as well. And when that came out, they everybody went cool, and they thought that people would be, he's not Canadian then, and that didn't happen. So it wouldn't. They're pulling out anything and everything they can. Lately, it's been the environment as well. Trudeau marching in a climate emergency march. Okay. Hope you made your signs big enough for the sun to see them. Why is he marching? He's the leader of the country.
Yeah.
So, and here's the hypocritical side of the guy, too. On the campaign trail, he's got not one, but 2 jets. So,
oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. He travels with 2 jets.
Me.
Yeah, so...
is one like a diversion?
No, it's full of media personnel that is...
Oh, and his cook.
You know, yeah, and the Canadian version of the Secret Service and his entire entourage and on and on. Not 1 jet, but 2.
Oh boy! Yeah.
So he really cares for the climate, especially flying the Canadian jet to the West Coast so he can go surfing every month. So it's ridiculous. Some of these trips that he's taken in the past have cost well over $500,000. Wow. Yeah. So he likes to eat and drink on that plane, and not fast food or your bottom shelf stuff. It's top shelf for that guy.
You've got to admit that Trump does eat cheaply. I mean, he likes the burgers. He likes Wendy's and Chick-fil-A, and everybody's wondering why he doesn't have hardening of the arteries, but apparently he doesn't. But it's cheap for us. We have to buy him a burger. I don't mind that.
Plus, he's not taking a wage either.
No, he's not. He's giving it away. Well, they make him take it. He has to give it away.
Right.
Well, he doesn't have to give it away, but he does.
Right.
But, and he gives it to, a different cause every quarter.
Good. Good. That shows you right there that he's in it for the job and not the money. And
I do believe he cares about the people.
Right.
He sometimes does some things that you're going, oh no. And he certainly had lifestyle choices that maybe I wouldn't make.
Well, he is a bit narcissistic.
I've made bad choices in my life too.
Yeah.
So I honestly think if you can stack on a glass throne, more power to you.
Yeah.
But most of us cannot.
No, it's I don't know what's going to happen up here in Canada. Hopefully Trudeau gets ousted and has to pay for some of the corruption that he's done to this country in the last 4 years. That's what I'd like to see. Whether it will go that way, I don't know. In the meantime, anybody wants a blackface photo of Trudeau, just shoot your address in the comments and I'll send you one. We have lots.
Apparently, which pose do you prefer? Because there's multiple poses.
Well, I like the video with him where he actually colored his arms and his legs too.
My gosh! I don't think I've seen that one.
That one came out. That was one of the latest ones.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Well, it's very funny because the photos surfaced through the U.S. media. Because in Canada, I guess nobody would print those photos. So,
well, are they afraid to?
They're paid well by the Liberal Party. Why would they, shoot their cow?
I get it. Yeah.
So we do have time to think for popping the big it's going to get interesting. You have to agree that we're in for a couple good weeks of politics.
Absolutely. It's a great show. I mean, popcorn sales are up. While we're talking popcorn, I would like to plug a new children's book series, Oliver Doodle's Tales. Look for it on Amazon, especially if you want kids to learn coping skills.
Awesome.
It's what we call a not so PC children's book series, meaning that Oliver gets punished sometimes. He runs into situations that he must learn to cope. So if you're worried about raising snowflakes, this is great books.
Awesome.
For that. let's see, by next week there'll be at least 2 of the books out in the series, so start now.
Right on. I will definitely be checking those out for sure. So, yeah. So I guess we can agree that this is going to be a couple interesting weeks.
Yep, and we don't always agree, but this has been fun.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor. Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and everyone, thanks for listening.